Y'all know the name.
What's crack-lacking, boys and girls? I am Matinio, and welcome back for some more Project Cars. So, this is an online race at Spa in the Group 5 BMWs. And, yeah, we've made a good start. That's a couple of places up. And as we head through Eau Rouge for the first time, this guy gets all out of shape and cuts across me. Also, apologies for the distortion on the video. I did record this a couple of days ago. I basically recorded it twice, which is how I'm getting the TV shots and also the onboard footage as well. But there is a bit of distortion, and I only just noticed it now as I've come to edit it, and I haven't got the original source footage either, so I can't fix it. But yeah, so as I said, online race with the Group 5 BMWs, and this is the first time I've driven this car, and it's a really nice car to drive. It is really, really fun. It's a challenge, as you can see there. Everybody's kind of locking wheels up. So this car, there's a lot of cars in the game that you really, I think, a steering wheel is a necessity, because with this, any sudden, jabbing inputs to it, and you're gonna spin off. You're gonna lock the wheels, lock the brakes. The fronts is bad, the rears is really bad, and because there's also there's a hell of a lot of kick through first gear thanks to the turbo. Again, you need something you need a steering wheel and pedal just so you can be very deliberate and very delicate with your inputs in order to get the best out of this car. But yeah, on the whole, with the exception of the distortion, this was I didn't get the distortion while I was playing it, but this was a really fun race. It's a little bit different. There was no qualifying in this race, so that's why I started so far back. So you are going to see some overtaking, which, as much fun as leading from the front is for 5 laps, it can get a bit more than tedious, and there we go, get rear-ended. So currently running in 4th here, heading down to the bus stop chicane for the first time, and I brake a little bit too late here. As I said, if you miss that braking zone and you tend to panic with your input, then you're going to lock the rears and you're going to spin out. I'm not the only one, apparently. Came straight across me there, sorry. But yep, still in 4th. I suppose we've lost a position and gained one back. And yeah, the odd thing about Spa, I love the track, don't get me wrong, it's probably my favourite circuit to race on. But I don't know why the lap starts down here next to the auxiliary pits, because we don't use those in the game. We use the other ones, I think. Anytime I've done a time trial around here, we've been coming out the other pits, not those ones. So I don't know why they don't just start it on what would be the Grand Prix grid. Of course, the first corner would be absolute havoc, but yeah, fun nonetheless. So, as I said, running 4th at the moment, heading down the Kemmel Straight, and yeah, it is a really nice car to drive. I was expecting lots and lots of just really horrible understeer, but if you pick your braking points correctly and you're just very gentle when you're turning in and very gentle on the power, then it's really a joy to drive. It's challenging still, but it's I find enjoyment in a challenge, and this one's definitely challenging, especially through first gear, because it's almost akin to the Lotus 98T through the first couple of gears, where that turbo is spooling up and putting all the power out. Then you can get into a bit of trouble, like this guy obviously did. Bye-bye! But once you get used to it, once you realise how far you can push it, then it's a lot of fun to drive, and it's a really quick car. I don't think there's anything. I know it comes in the touring class, but I don't think there's anything that. I don't think there's another car in its class for its era. I know we've got obviously the classic touring cars, the Cosworths, the Evo BMWs, the Evo Mercedes, the BMW M3. Excuse me. But I don't know. Does the I keep saying that Zack Speed Capri, was that in the same class? I think they were both Group 5 races, but I'm not sure if they raced the same year. I know it was around late 70s, like 78 sort of time, 78, 79 maybe. And just being gentle through there. That's the sausage curbs around here can really cause you some problems as well. But yeah, I'm not sure if they could pre-race in the same series as this at the same time. It'd be interesting to see how these two would stack up against each other. Because while it's nice having, you know, this car in it, you want a bit of variety. So if you're racing these, then everybody else has got these. So and every car's a bit different. So it would be nice if the Capri is in the same class as this, because then you've got a bit of variety. And I haven't driven that yet. I want to, but when I jump into online races, I never create my own lobby. I just jump into whatever's there. And yeah, so I jumped into this one, and it was because it doesn't tell you exactly what car when you're in the lobby screen. I just jumped into what was touring, and it came up with this, and it was you know, a bit of a surprise, like, what have I let myself in for? And there was another race I did beforehand which wasn't particularly interesting, but this is number 7. It was actually 7. This is my 7th straight win online, so I'm pretty pleased with that. It ended abruptly yesterday when I was racing an Evo, which I really, really don't like. And the people I was racing with had raced the same class of cars all night, and it kind of bored me a little bit. But you know, each to their own. It wasn't my lobby. But I've kind of just lost track of what I was saying and where I was going with this. But yeah, sorry, 7th race online. Currently running 3rd, I think. I haven't got the heads-up display on, purely because I saved this as a replay and I recorded it twice to get the interior and the TV views for the cameras, and I've just basically cut both of them apart and just edited them. Oh, I'm not actually running 3rd. I'm running. This is 2nd, actually. Sorry, I remember this bit because he made a little bit of a boo-boo there, and I'm right on him. Just take it easy there. I still haven't kind of figured out this corner here. Do I need to brake or don't I? Because in a Formula 1 car you're going flat through there. Absolutely flat. You just whap it round and off you go. Braking down to here. We both make a bit of a boo-boo. Yeah, both miss the braking zone a little bit. But we get through here, and he's pulled out a little bit of a gap on there. Just a teensy bit of a gap on there as we head down to the final corner. And like I said, I've raced this a few days ago, so I know what's going to happen. And this is the point where I take first. He's locked the rears a little bit there, and he's hesitant on the power. I've almost spun it out, trying to be a bit too eager. And got down the start-finish straight, near enough side by side. I've just got a little bit of a better run than him, and I hope he'd give me enough room to get through a Rouge, and he does. So, and I haven't really encountered, not lately, I haven't really encountered any guys who are trying to play bumper cars. I think the first couple of weeks of the game, that's where you find them. But when people realise that, you know, that's not the way to play this game, it's not the way you're going to enjoy it, and you're just not going to make any friends doing that. Not that people play games to make friends, but you know, this is it's not a GTA. GTA is enjoyable and it's fun, but this is a completely different animal. This is for serious, proper races. And you won't win races by using everybody else as your brakes, basically. You just won't, because the guys who will remain just consistent and calm, they'll pick you off, because once you get at the front, you've got no one else to use as your brake. Then you're screwed, because you won't know what you're doing. You won't know what your braking points are, or your turning points, or the best way and how to apply the power correctly. It sounds a bit too technical when I say apply the power correctly, but those who race with the steering wheel and pedals, they'll know what I mean. You know, you can't just put your foot down for a lot of the cars. You've got to be very gentle with it. Some you can be a bit more forceful with. Some, like this one, you've got to be very gentle with. Obviously wasn't gentle with it. I got on the power a bit too early and went on the gravel. And kudos to this guy. This was actually the guy who was the lobby leader, and he puts a nice move up in there. Give him room, you know, and try and get back on him. I think we've got a better run out of here. And I'm creeping up the side of him, but I think better of it. Just ease off just a little, let him go ahead. You know, and because this is lap number 4, I believe. And yep, still one guy there. Again, don't know why you would do that, but still, bring it down and get through the bus stop chicane. Sorry, I can't speak today. A lot better than he is. He's that sausage curve I mentioned, and yep, lights up the rears, and yep, first gear, boom, gone. So like I said, I think everybody in this lobby, apart from myself, was racing with a controller. And I know steering wheels are expensive, but I think to do this game justice and to actually really be properly good at it, then you need a steering wheel and pedals, I'd say. And there are some good options out there. I've got the T300 RS, which I know is very, very pricey, but there's the T100, which also works with this game. And that I think has force feedback. I think it goes for about £100. So again, £100 is still expensive, but again, compared to some of the other wheels, I know they've I know Logitech said they're bringing the G29 out, or they're working on the G29. It's not something I'm going to buy purely because I think this is still going to be the better wheel. Purely on the basis that it's very interchangeable, and I don't think the G29 will be. I don't think Logitech will offer like an F1 wheel option, or you know, different shifters or different pedal sets that you can interchange. Don't quote me on that. Maybe you can, but I had a Logitech wheel and I enjoyed it, but I'm not going to go out and buy the G29 just because it's the new one. I really like the wheel I've got, and but like I said, if you have, I mean, there's also the T80, which I think goes for about 60 quid. There is no force feedback, it's using resistance bands, so again, I probably couldn't do that. I like to feel what the car's doing. You could feel it, you can't feel it through the pedals, but you can definitely feel it through the wheel, and you know, that's how you improve in a game, I think, when you start to feel the car, or you know when you've pushed it a bit too far and it's about to bite your hand off. Yeah, don't want to make the same mistake again. So if you haven't got a steering wheel, there's plenty of options out there. If you just pop in a Google search and say Project Cars supported steering wheels, there's a whole list for all the different platforms. And you know, there's Fanatec, I think it's called, and there's obviously some Thrustmaster wheels. So there's plenty of options out there. I think there's maybe 15, possibly 20 wheel options for PlayStation 4 that you can get. So yeah, check it out and just see what takes your fancy, see what takes your fancy, you know, in relation to your price range. Last time going through the bush stop chicane, get a little bit wrong there, but hold it together nicely. Back on the power, and now towards the last corner. So yeah, that's pretty much me rambling on while I race. I hope you did enjoy the video, because this is well, another win, and I was pleased with it. So, I think we're going to stop it right here. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe for more daily content of me winning, as I just did there. And also check out my other series. You know, I've got the Witcher 3 going. That's going to be a long playthrough. There's also The Last of Us, Battlefield, and I've got a lot of other plans in the future. Things like F1 and Until Dawn, which should be out soon as well. But yeah, again, thank you very much for watching. And I will catch you boys and girls on the flip side. Peace! Jedi mind trick. I am not the droid you're looking for.
I haven't done anything to you, so just calm down.
Of course not. You've done nothing.
Orson's working witchcraft. Get him!
Orson's? You got him on my whore?